What's going on, my creative collective? Welcome to your reading for June 20th. We are going to dive right in. So, I would like to invite the angels, my guardian angels, my spirit guides, protectors, teachers, and their healing energy to this space. And I ask that it is a safe and brave space that allows for the fullest expression of our light, humanity, ascension, and healing. Okay, so. It will forever humble me, the reaction that my cat has to that invocation, honestly and truly. Yeah, every time I do it, she has a reaction. So she just curled up and I could hear her, and she's like starting to fall asleep now. Okay, that came out. Thank you so much, Spirit. What does this say here? You shine brightly. That's beautiful. That's the back there. So we're kicking these readings off with Postcards from Spirit by Colette Baron Reid. So, dearest you, all your prayers are heard and mirrored back to you from the unseen realms. Be grateful, praise things before they manifest, and always ask for the highest good. When you plead and beg, that will bring you only more reasons to plead and beg. Instead, offer your prayers as sacred gifts, as a testament to your faith in a higher power. Open up and let Spirit move through you and comfort you. Add meditation as a way to become empty so you will be ready to be filled with inspired epiphanies, peace, understanding, and joy. In this moment, your prayers are being answered for the highest good of both you and all life. Sometimes what you pray for is not supposed to happen for you, and your prayers will be answered in surprising ways. I like that. At this moment, we are all listening. At this moment, we are listening intently to your prayers and want you to know that your highest good is our priority. All is well. I love that. All is well. Everything is working out exactly as it should be every single time. But we get so impatient. And as someone there are markers of that in my birth chart. I know this impatience about myself. But we get there, right? And I think that this is definitely, I like kicking off the week with surprise and delight. I enjoy kicking off the week with this reminder to just trust, and trust not that the exact thing that we're wanting is going to come blaring through, but like, what if something better is there? What if, like we just don't know. And there's something really beautiful about that. There's something creatively beautiful about that. So let's dive in here. Spirit, what messages do you have for my creative collective? 8 of Cups, Muse of Inspiration, Consciousness Bridging Energy. The shine on these cards is a bit much, but I'm going to leave it. Okay, 3 came out. Oh my goodness. Interesting. Page of Wands, the Strength. Woo. A lot of fire. I think you're kicking off the week. This could be some full moon energy. I feel like this could be some eclipse energy that's been activated at the eclipse in Scorpio last month, the lunar eclipse. The next dates for that. So between now and October 25th is the partial solar eclipse in Scorpio. November 8th is the total lunar eclipse in Taurus. So that you could be feeling the energies between now and then. There could be different things that you're, embarking upon or doing. And that could be what's happening here. 6 of Cups, Tower. Oh, I love that. Temperance, Ace of Cups. Beautiful. Okay. So I'm getting here, this is kind of a leaving behind, but I also get that it's like you're choosing you. There's something that you're doing that's allowing you to choose yourself. So you have the 8 of Cups. This to me is motion, but it's like moving out of the desert of a thing, right? Whatever the thing you're going through is. And I think this bridging energy is you walking. It's kind of like walking through fire and meeting yourself, right? The mirror here, meeting yourself, could be something to do with the full moon in Sagittarius, or like I said, the full moon in Scorpio last month, related to the eclipse. But this could also relate to the lunar eclipse in November. So between now and November, you might find things activated or moving energetically. But what I love about this is that it's coming up with you. It's almost like there's ways you were facing yourself in this shadow space, and it's kind of helping you to heal into this really beautiful emergence. Ooh, I'm hearing emergence. Let me turn this light on and see if that helps. Oh, here we go. This beautiful emergent energy, like you're blooming. There's something about you that is like, it's like an energetic fragrance. Like there's this fragrance that is emanating from within the core of your being that is now, I think it's not just available to you, but it's available to other people in a truly beautiful way, in a very beautiful way. Yeah. And I'm seeing that this energy that's of things that could become a tower if they kind of go unaddressed is the Nine of Swords, which tells me that there's some worry. But again, it's like you're meeting these versions of yourself and finally reaching this integrative point with the Page of Wands. But this tells me that this is like meeting a part of yourself, right? Like maybe the shadow part of you felt big, like it, because it's almost like everything, I guess, behind this cloud is like in this distance, but it seems bigger. And that could be a carryover from this energy here where the moon is gold, right? And then that could also just be an aura. But the way I'm seeing it is like there's this way that you were facing this part of yourself, and you have to make a decision about which one you're going to let be more bigger or to be more bigger. Oh my gosh, to be bigger or more significant or louder. So which one are you going to allow to be louder, right? And then this Page of Wands, I think, is this beautiful, like, waking up from the dream or waking up in the dream. Lucid living, I just heard, instead of lucid dreaming. But I feel like this is kind of, for you, this is this integrated energy that you're kind of waking up to. I feel like this is also a waking up to your power and this creative potential in things. There's a specific creativity that you're able to see now. Something to do with summer. I'm like a seasonal. I heard seasonally and then summer, and so in the end, that's the protagonist position as well. So keep a close idea on ideas that you have that may not seem like they're a whole lot of anything or that much. Like look for those ideas, because I think that there's something powerful that's going to come through that will help you integrate the energy that's working here in some capacity. And then this Strength card, I think, it's showing up in the antagonist position. It's almost like a reversal here, which is telling me that there's a way that you need to step into your power, and to remember that you are showing up as both the lion and yourself. Right? Like you're not showing up as a small you, you're showing up as embodied here too. So there's this like owning your light, owning your confidence. Yeah. And I think that it's like allowing light to pour through you, allowing ideas to flow through you. And this is like that balanced flow, right? And that's what I'm hearing, effervescence. That's beautiful. Thank you so much for that visual, Spirit. It's like there's this effervescent way that you're shining. So when I am in nature and I look at flowers and grasses and things, my synesthesia enters the mix so that sometimes they show up like this if I allow it to be loud, right? Like it's always there, but it's the degree of how close attention I pay. But it's like there's a way that this is glowing around you. Like there's something about you that's glowing in this way. And I think the main challenge is letting go of what was before and maybe what you hoped for, right? This is where we kind of got into this energy here where like there might have been something that you were hoping for or wishing for that didn't come through, but the tower is like the gift of that taking place, the gift of this realization or awareness, like what you wanted didn't happen, but how fortunate at this point in time, because there's a tower coming in. I think this is a realization and an integration of your power, to be completely honest, because it's a different kind of tower in the way that it shows up. So I think the Six of Cups too is like a bit of nostalgia. Like if you're stuck in nostalgia, it means that it's really difficult for you to pay attention to the here and now, to the present moment, right? And that's sort of this balance and alchemy that it's like this dance with with energy that you're doing. So I'm hearing new moon in Cancer. So there could be something to do with the new moon in Cancer, where there could be a beginning that is more balanced, which I would be inclined to believe that because of the Ace of Cups here. This is a new beginning. So I think that this new moon in Cancer may bring a new beginning of some kind, be it for you personally with an idea that you've been working with, be it in your career or different projects. Like there's something that is coming together. I'm seeing the two aspects, the two parts of the chariot in the front coming together. So it's like you're bringing these energies together and you're moving forward and in a really propulsive way, because this is almost like integrating jet fuel internally. And then once that comes, it's expressed in this Ace of Cups, which is a very interesting kind of fire, right? Like it's not fire, but it can be a source of fire with the Page of Wands, right? So it's like yeah. This could be honestly, it's simple, very this Occam's razor of tarot. It could be that you did a releasing of some kind during the Sagittarius full moon, and it's just brought you back into balance, and now it's like, okay, ready for more. I'm ready for what's here and now, what's happening. So let's clarify what the messages are here. Spirit, what messages do you have for my daily creatives for June 20th, please? Ooh, these cards are jumpy. What messages do you have for June 20th, please? Judgment, a little bit of Pluto, the Lovers, Ten of Cups, Emperor. Wow, okay. Slow your roll there, Major Arcana. What? So this, to me, this is something about this new beginning. I keep picking up on that. This is something that's new. So it could be an offer that's coming in. But you have to, there's like something about your heart space that has to be open to recognize it. There's something about your heart that has to stay open. It's not that it's been closed or is closed on a more regular basis, but I just get the impression that there's going to be some potential signs and synchronicities, and you're going to just have to trust. There's an element of trust here because Spirit is communicating with you for sure, and it is helping you. It's helping to navigate the path and your own transformation in the process, because I'm getting that your intuition is potentially being transformed by this. And I think this Ten of Cups is... This Ten of Cups is what is headed your way. Now, the Ten of Cups is like wish fulfillment. This can also be with relationships specifically is what it represents. It also doesn't shock me that there's a rainbow because it's Pride Week in Southern Ontario. So just putting it out there. But that I feel like it's this joyous, this free, this light energy. And then the Aries here is like, it's almost like... staying balanced within yourself is bringing in someone who can match your energy. I get that you're showing up as the Emperor here, and the Emperor I'm seeing as like the first house in terms of that focus on I, me, my, and like healthy boundaries and a healthy sense of self that comes from this sort of established energy. And I really do feel like that's energy that you're calling in towards you, or that you're stepping into. Like there's a way that you could be doing both calling that person in. But I think there's something about your energy that's realigning, that is kind of how you're showing up here as the Emperor. Yeah, a lot of fire though, because we have Strength, Temperance, and the Emperor. So Aries, Leo, Sag. So it could be a fire sign that you're calling in, but it could also be fire in your chart that's particularly activated right now. Yeah. So we have the Eight of Cups, Six of Cups, and the Tower. Something about the emotional state that you were kind of moving away from. And I think that there's something popping in, whether it's a person, a situation, an awareness, or an offer, or a way that you're offering yourself even. But this Cups energy of like moving away and towards, like the Eight of Cups is more the future orientation, and the Six of Cups is it's like the past. So there's this sort of push pull, and I think the Tower is kind of helping you to say I'm making it's not like decisive. I think this is just your actions going forward are supercharged right now. They're supercharged by your awareness, and I think the Eight of Cups and the Six of Cups tell me more that you've had time to reflect on what it is that you really want, and you're kind of fearlessly moving towards that. King of Swords. Right, you're fearlessly moving towards it. Yeah. King of Wands, Seven of Wands, Seven of Swords and the Knight of Wands. Yeah, a lot of movement. This is like movement, but movement that's informed by things that you're really passionate about, but also just your understanding is much clearer now. Because I feel like it was kind of muddled. Like you were going between trying to figure out how to advocate for yourself and what you wanted, and how to stand up for yourself and how to show up in this Aries energy, right? How to show up as taking up space without taking up all the space, with understanding the balance between advocating and really taking up space in a way that was taking away from your energy, right? Because I know, like, I've experienced it where people are like, oh, you're too much. You're too loud. You're too this. You're not enough of that. Blah, 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 blah. All of it is crap, especially when people say it to kids, right? Kids should be allowed to expand and all of these things. So, but I think this energy is like where you're balancing these sides. You're balancing these aspects of yourself, and it's allowing you to move forward. Move forward on that, whatever this potential opportunity is, or this new energy coming in. It could be fresh. It could just be the recognition of space and your ability to do whatever it is that you want to do to manifest that 10 of Cups, or to act upon this Page of Wands, this inspired idea. This, the Ace of Wands is more so the idea, but I get this as being like a balanced, like it's a balance of, you're in a balanced place, and then there's an idea that comes to you, but it's not somebody saying, here's a thought. I mean, it could be actually, maybe that, thank you so much, Spirit. That's, yeah. Okay. So it could be like, you could get the idea on the wings of a synchronicity, right? And then the Knight of Wands here is, the reason why I say this is forward moving energy is you're kind of deciding, you're making the decision in this King of Swords energy, and you're very clear about what it is that you want, and you're ready to go for that. You're ready to pursue that. And I think it's important to have that kind of Knight of Wands energy after you have a release, right? Because now that the energy is clear, now that the space is clear, what are you doing with it, right? Not that it has to have something done with it in particular, but it's, I think, a way of speaking to the work that you've done and speaking to the space that's been made. You don't need to fill it right away, but it certainly does light the journey up, doesn't it? It makes it a whole lot lighter, because you're not carrying the Seven of Swords. You're not carrying for others the Seven of Swords or Seven of Wands, right? You have one. And I think that it's like lightening your load a whole lot, and it's helping you. And the reason why I love this Knight of Wands here with this muse of inspiration is I see this as kind of a bridging of consciousness energy. So it's sort of like you're taking this fire that that burned through things that weren't working. Like it's, I'm seeing a lot of release happening. So the Muse of Inspiration, Nine of Swords, Five of Wands. Yeah. I think that there was some worry about like how this, let me just clarify these further. Thank you so much, Spirits. Okay. Five of Wands, Ace of Wands. There it is. Page of Cups, Two of Swords. I think you've kind of been suspended in motion a little bit. Like you've wanted to do something, but there's space that was being taken up, not by something old and heavy. I mean, it could be, but I feel like there was something that was just getting in the way, and it was mostly your own ideas about what should or shouldn't be happening. And I'm seeing this as more conflicting priorities. Nine of Swords is definitely worry, sleepless nights, you being kind of up worrying about something specific. But I think it's less, I mean, it could be people and like this competitive energy, but I'm getting that this is more so your priorities were competing against each other, and it was kind of wearing your energy down, and you're understanding what's most important here. Now, this isn't a pentacle. What I love about this is like your gut and creative instincts coming together to help you identify. So this is the identification process. This is the fiery identification of what it is that you really, what it is that your heart is saying to you right now. What is it that your heart is saying? And that's helping to pull you out of this place of feeling like you need more information. Because sometimes when we get suspended in this indecisive place, we can feel like we need more information. We need to analyze further. We need Excel sheets and all of the, SWOT analysis. We need all of this stuff to understand. Sometimes all you have to do is ask what your heart is offering you, right? You just have to ask what your heart wants. And I think that's what you're starting to do. And that's where it's this absolutely beautiful, abundant overflow. This beautiful, abundant overflow. This can be, if this is a relationship, I feel like there's opportunities that will be coming in to express that. You have to follow your heart though. And even with creative projects or work, like how is your heart entering into your work? right? I had I had an experience last week where I really was faced with an opportunity to ask myself, like, how much space am I really making for joy in my life? And just the way that a health thing kind of popped up on the radar and then disappeared again. I mean, it's disappearing. I'm determined as hell. It's not sticking around. It's just, I was looking at, I went to the doctor for some follow-up stuff with my tea, and my blood pressure was like ridiculously high, but for no reason really. Like there's some stress, yes. So it's just, but thinking about very critically too, because my mother, whenever I would feel unwell or something along those lines, my mom would say, well, we'll go to the doctor if we need to, but first take a look at this and see if this, like, see how this feels first, right? See how this feels. And we would always go. It's not like we're going to prevent you from getting health care. It's not like that. It was, see how this feels for you, and then we'll go to the doctor. But once that medicine, you receive it, like there was always this follow-up, and there were other ways that we never saw eye to eye on things, but I am very grateful for that. So it was Louise Hay's Heal Your Body book, and it goes through all the things, and I was just, there's something about the flow of joy related to the heart. And my heart is fine. I went for a run this morning. It was a 2K. I went for a 3K run yesterday. It's all good. But it was just the doctor sitting down and saying, this could be an issue, right? And giving me time to really think critically, how have I been letting in joy? And to what abandon, right? To what abandon? So I feel like that's this process of like, to what abandon? That's why that came to mind. Like, to what abandon are you allowing your joy to speak? And are you allowing joy to speak through the things that are important to you and the values that you share? Or are you allowing joy? How are you allowing joy to speak? And are you, with this 9 of Swords and 5 of Wands, right? I know I have this week off, and I've got so many amazing things. Like I've got days of downtime planned, and one of my friends wants to get together, and we're gonna go on a little like day trip. So I'm just excited, right? But where's the sweetness? Is what I'm trying to say. Where's the sweetness in your life? Where does that sit, right? Spirit, what additional messages do you have for my creative collective? We have the 4 of Wands and the 8 of Cups again. Yeah, I think that leaving this behind, whatever this past looking or past facing thing was, it's really helping to clear up your energy and to create a sense of stability. Now, this could also be you moving towards things that are far more committed, because I think that there could also be a recognition in your heart center about what it is that you're wanting and your why, and you're recognizing that there's an alignment happening from this, that this stability is quite aligned for you, and there's something that you are quite eager, equally so, to move towards. 7 of Cups, Chariot, 3 of Wands. So what's coming to mind here? It's very interesting. Thank you so much, Spirit. I was listening to a podcast last night with Ed Mylett, Mylett, on Impact Theory with Tom Bilyeu. And in it, he was talking about how he met Wayne Dyer on the beach like years ago. And I didn't realize it at the time when I was saying a lot of things in my other videos, like spiritual being having a human experience. That is a Wayne Dyer quote. I did not appropriate my source properly or cite my source properly. So sorry for that. But anyways, in this podcast, Wayne Dyer was talking to him about intentions. And he said, you're going to do amazing things. You're going to change the world. You're going to do all this stuff, but not for the reasons that you think. And he really told him to have confidence, not in things that have to do with his abilities or anything like that. Have confidence in your intentions, right? Have confidence in your intentions, and that is what will help to light you up. That is what will give you this forward movement. That will help you the whole way. I would recommend listening to that podcast. It was fantastic. It was so good. Excellent. But I almost feel like this is where it's like you're reconnecting with that. Like you're seeing all of this external noise as you're on this path towards something more stable. You're seeing a lot of external noise. And what's clarifying things for you is this positive expectation. But I think the positive expectation coming from those intentions. And I think that's why, like, focusing on what it is that you want the energy to do, what it is that you want to do. Well, I know with this channel and everything I do in my life, I want to serve other people. Do I have to fill my own cup? Absolutely. But I know that I was put on this planet in service to, right? that's really the I was born into the family that I have. I was born where I am in with the circumstances and resources that I have because I was put here to serve other people. I know this. And so if that becomes an intention, I can have confidence in the intention even if I don't know what the next steps are. And that's something Ed Milet talks about in that podcast episode. Then I think that ties into this confidence here. Like, what are you placing your confidence in? External circumstances or your skills or abilities, those can all change in a heartbeat if circumstances align or misalign. So what's the intention? Because if that is what you focus on, then you have this whole other aspect of yourself that is activated because you have the figure shit out part that's online now, right? Okay, so we have the Four of Pentacles, which is kind of like a clinging to old patterns energy, right? Clinging to old patterns, clinging to the ways that things used to work. So it's like you're stepping into this alighted confidence place. Nine of Cups, yes. You're stepping into this place of not knowing all of the big picture, but you have a pretty damn good idea because there's this wisdom that's inside of you that isn't really relenting or giving in to the ways that you used to see things before, and that's the truth. Mic drop. But no, like I feel like that's really the message here. It's like, what are you setting your intentions for and where are they being set from? Are you setting intentions to serve or to do whatever it is that you're doing, right? I intend to help people buy blank. I intend to do this thing with this time frame or in this time frame with these like what are your intentions, right? How are you infusing the essence of your energy into what it is that you would like to do? Because the one thing, I had this goal thing that I used to use, that my finish lines, I might consider putting it in the description below because I don't use it. It's not like some like proprietary thing. It's just a 17-page document that I would use to map out a year, right? And in it, one of the things that I would focus on is like the flexibility of how things will come to be, right? And focusing on questions and the energies of things and your why and how you know it is possible, right? It's not so much focused on the goals themselves, but the intentions. And I didn't realize this until I was listening to that podcast and it kind of went click. I was like, oh, right. That just came online. Awesome. But I think this is a call to remember it's your intentions, not the stuff or the specificity of something. And that really helps your expectations to get out of the way. And that's a beautiful way to kick off the week, to be completely honest, right? So just thinking about your intentions. What are your intentions? And how can you have confidence in your intentions instead of focusing on how it is that you are to know everything about where it is you need to go when that's just impossible? That's not possible, right? The path unfolds before us in so many different ways. And we can't know everything right away. We can't know it all right away. We have best guesses, but if we have confidence in our intentions and our energy as a result of that, that's like magic, right? Magic can happen. Keep it simple. Yep. I feel like this is a big message today. Big but little, like big but simple. That's... Don't be misled. This is really just about knowing the difference between what fear feels like and what, like fear and excitement are often two sides of the same coin, right? So are you tuning into the excitement part or the fear part? Because it's kind of the same energy, just applied in different ways. And sometimes I've had to ask myself, ooh, do I actually feel afraid of this? Or am I excited? And I feel like I can't own the excitement, right? There's a big difference between that energy. And sometimes we unconsciously go to fear because we're used to it when what we might want to feel is excitement, right? So, okay. Spirit, what other message do you have for my daily creatives for June 20th? Oh, beautiful. Okay, so this is the Life Loves You deck by Louise Hay and Robert Holden. I am sustained by love. Whatever you do, wherever you go, whoever you are with, let yourself be guided by the loving hand of the universe. Yeah, release. Surrender. I connect with nature today. Spend time outdoors today. Breathe in the fresh air. Relax under a tree. Take in the whole sky and notice that nature isn't judging you. That is why I love being in it. One of the purest and fastest ways to raise your vibration, my friends, is to go into nature and take a deep freaking breath of that beautiful air I love to put my hands on the tree and just to feel the bark, and just to understand how much bigger nature is than all of our human problems. All of our human problems. And then connecting to that spiritual part of us through being in that space and understanding that there's something so much bigger and so much more expansive than we can possibly imagine at play. So that is your message for today, my darlings. I hope that you have a wonderful day ahead. Thank you so much for watching. I am super grateful for your eyes and your time. There are other ways you can connect with me on the channel, so do check that out. But if this is where we leave it, I hope that wherever this finds you on the time-space continuum, morning, afternoon, or night, it finds you very, very well, my friends. Take care.